a scientist.
Suffice it that the blood of 1,000 men and women was spilled within these walls. Limbs twisted and broken, eyes gouged from bloody sockets, flesh burned black.
Please. You're way for dead. In death, there are no accidents, no coincidences, no mishaps, and no escapes. What you have to realize is that we're all just a mouse that a cat has by the tail.
The number you have reached, 911, has been changed to a non-published number.
Warning, the following show contains conservative posturing, radical Christian ideas, and may offend pagans, Wiccans, Islamic fundamentalists, and other unenlightened individuals. Callers and guests may be subjected to brash and offensive comments by the hosts and any other type of bullying tactics available. But that's okay. We know why you're here.
This concludes this test of the emergency broadcast system.
Tonight is Monday, March 10th, 2008.
What's that sound? Hovering over our heads.
Coming out of the hole in the wood. It's the guitar.
No. It's the guitar.
This is Jay Scott.
This is Trent Lackey. Welcome to Wotu.
Day of the Pods.
It's the day of the pods.
And we've got a special guest for you guys tonight. We're going to be bringing Jason Offutt back on, the author of Haunted Missouri.
He's working on a new book, isn't he?
Yeah, and I don't know how much you can tell us about it. I know it's about shadow people.
Ooh, the shadow people.
Creepy stuff, man.
I think things are creepier when you whisper them real close to the mic like that.
Shadow people. Well, we got to figure, for the Day of the Pod special, we want to bring back one of our favorite guests.
Right. Our mom and dad apparently.
Our mom and dad?
Yeah, did you know?
Brother.
Yeah, brother.
My best Hulk Hogan brother impersonator. Brother. Yeah. Listen here, brother.
What are you doing,
brother?
Anyway, my mom and dad were driving home from High Point the other day, and they were about to turn to the road that they live on, and on the horizon they saw this huge orange sphere, just like that, a spherical shaped orange thing.
It's called the sun.
Well, I mean, that'd be fine, D. That'd be fine, John Norway. Except that it was not the sun because it was night and it was moving.
It's the moon. No. Yeah, and actually the moon it looked pretty cool the other night.
It did. Yeah. It was pretty cool. But I mean, seriously, they stopped and they parked and they saw this orange sphere just basically pass from one end of the horizon to the other.
How big was it?
It was just on the horizon, but it didn't blink, and it was huge. It was a lot bigger than, not like the sun,
but like the size of
probably honestly about the size. I mean, since it was on the horizon, probably about the size of almost half or a quarter the size of a dime, which is
that's pretty big.
It's enormous, Yeah. And I'm surprised that I haven't heard anything else around in the area.
It's probably the government cover-up, man. The conspiracies.
Yeah, I guess so. Hey, I still have that number. We should call that number, like right here on the show sometime.
What number's that?
I'm part of a vast
right-wing conspiracy.
Yeah, we saw that bumper sticker, and
we took the number down.
Yeah, I took the number down. It's right here on my cell phone, and I've been itching to call it. Maybe we should.
I don't know if we should call it on the air, though.
Yeah, that's true. That might be a bad idea.
Yeah, God only knows what that number leads
But,
to.
Wouldn't it be fun, though? Wouldn't it be just crazy to do it?
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, wouldn't it just be nuts?
Who's this? This is Bill.
This is,
Bill, your right-wing brother.
Franco and Bill.
This is John Norway.
This is Hank Estonia. No, Carl Latvia.
Carl Latvia.
You're Hank Estonia. But, no, it was crazy, and Mom and Dad they didn't know what to think of it, and it wasn't blinking or anything like that. It was just a huge orange sphere that just passed from one end of the horizon to the other.
That's crazy.
It is crazy, I thought. Anyway, welcome to Day of the Pods. Hopefully you guys can listen in. We hope
and call in because we got a lot of free stuff to give away
there's just
tonight.
piles of it.
Piles upon piles. Yeah, we're looking at it now. It's crazy.
Around.
So anyway, without further ado, Jason Offutt, how you doing, man?
Doing terrific.
Hey, thanks for coming on the show tonight.
Hey, not a problem. I always love World of the Unexplained.
Of course,
Hey.
man. See, we love that. Flattery will get you everywhere.
Already, not even 1 minute on the air, and you said the right thing.
So how are things going, man?
Oh, things are fantastic. I live in Missouri, and about 3 days ago it was 60 degrees. Then it was wind chill -18 2 days later.
Yeah.
Oh, you like
Stuff
that?
happens all the time.
The chaos is great. Weather.
Good old Missouri.
Misery. Yeah.
And one of my colleagues is from Alabama. He's not quite used to this.
No, I bet not.
Well, last time I drove through Missouri, it was I was always commenting on how bad the roads were there. It was awful. The highways, going through Cape Girardeau and the surrounding area.
Right, the roads in Missouri always rank 48th in the out of the 50 states. I'm serious.
Alaska's like 50, right?
No, Alaska's probably like 47. Because they technically don't even have roads.
It's like the snow trail.
Yeah.
Well, at least Missouri does have one. Missouri roads have one thing over Alaskan roads. We don't have many moose falling off cliffs into the highway here.
Oh,
That's true.
Because that's a serious danger. They got little signs up there too.
I'll just have F4 tornadoes falling out of the sky there onto the roadway.
Yeah, it's a little caution sign of a tornado with arrows pointing down over a car with someone scared.
It is. Do you get many twisters out there?
Anyway.
Some. A few. Oklahoma is a bigger hotspot for tornadoes, but we do get our share.
Yeah, I figured that. Big ones.
Yeah, we had my tiny hometown. The school was demolished when I was pretty young by a tornado, and one struck our farm. And I grew up on a farm in rural Missouri, and it struck the farm, and the guy who worked for us had to grab a hold of our combine as he was lifted off the ground by this tornado. Fortunately, the combine was there because it didn't get lifted up.
Well, who wants to live in a place like that? Really, where you're looking out the window and better get into the storm shed.
Yeah, well, it's not like it's Baghdad.
Okay.
That's true.
Oh me. So okay, you're working on a new book now, right?
Right. Yeah, I've got a couple of projects I'm working on right now. One of them we discussed before. It's about 150-mile radius from my house. I'm trying to find as many paranormal events as I possibly can, mainly because I'm too cheap to buy the gas it would take to go farther than 150 miles away from
Who can blame you with these gas prices?
I understand.
And I've gotten quite a few interesting stories. I've found 2 time machines. People have built 2 time machines.
Ah, yes.
Within a 150-mile radius of my house.
In addition to the one that you've mentioned on the air here.
Right, that one, which is my favorite. I love that one.
Yeah.
But another one, a Nebraska farmer who now lives in a small town in Kansas. He claims, his name's Stephen L. Gibbs. I'm not sure if you've heard of him.
No, we need to get him on the show,
That's
though.
true, yeah.
He claims that in the mid-'80s, that he was contacted by someone who had been contacted by him from the future.
Oh, my gosh.
And the guy gave him, I guess he gave himself, plans to build a time machine. And he did, and he's been selling them ever since the late 80s.
Oh, he's been selling plans to build the time machine.
Oh.
Well, he's been selling the actual time machine. There were a couple of pretty neat stories to go along with this. I didn't hear it from him, however, because when I contacted him, he sent me a catalog.
I want you to buy it.
With a handwritten note on a Post-it on the front of the catalog saying, "I'll only let you interview me if you buy one of my time machines."
You're kidding me.
Well, how much do the time machines
serious.
run?
Yeah, how much is it?
It's like $350.
That's almost.
The cool thing is, have you guys? Okay, there were schematics in the catalog. Have you seen Napoleon Dynamite?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the time machine they ordered off the internet.
Oh my gosh! With the little box and the.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's
that
great.
Just makes the story that much sweeter.
Oh, that is great. Yeah, you've got to put him in your book.
So I kind of did an in-run around him since he was wanting to charge me. So I interviewed the lady who wrote a book about him.
Oh, man.
And one of the things she said I thought was extremely telling. She said he was approached by her to write the book because he wanted to have something to sell when he made radio appearances.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. You know what? I think I have contacted this guy before. This sounds very familiar. What was his name again?
Stephen L. Gibbs.
This sounds very familiar. I may have contacted this guy like way back a year and a half ago.
The funny thing is when I was looking for contact information on this guy, I found his cell phone number and his physical address.
That's what I called his number.
Yeah, well, when I called his number, all I got, the message I got was...
Oh, wow.
Seriously, I didn't leave a message because I didn't know if I was supposed to go back to him. So I wrote him a letter and got in contact the old-fashioned way. And no, I did not buy a time machine.
Oh, come on.
No, why not?
Seems
like a good investment.
Well, here's my question. If you get the time machine plans from your future self in the past... Wait a minute. I'm trying to wrap my head around this. How did you ever build the time machine in the first place if you yourself are giving you the plans? You got me?
Oh, right.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's got an answer to that.
Okay.
The plans were given to his future self by God.
Oh, just kind of like the Ten Commandments. Okay. I got it now.
Well, then,
that's one of the stipulations. If you have bad intentions, if you're going back into the past to steal money from a bank, it just won't work.
Oh, so you spend the $350, and if you're going back to steal money, it's not going to happen for you.
Right, exactly, and you have to pray before you activate the time machine.
So somehow morality.
Given the schematics of the time machine, I would definitely pray before I try to use it.
So do you hook this thing up to your body or anything?
Yeah, you've got like a metal strap you put on your head that's got electric cords.
Oh, man.
You also have this device that you stick between your legs.
Oh my God, no! No, we're done now.
And
then you plug it
I
in.
was describing this to a colleague of mine who's a physics professor, and described the nothing works unless you put quartz crystals in this little chamber on the front of the machine.
And I bet he sells those too, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. and the more the more crystals you put in, the farther back or forward in time you can go.
Oh, you can go
Makes
forward.
Perfect sense.
Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, it worked in Star Trek, right? Dilithium crystals, right? Maybe that's all they were, just quartz crystals. But
So
they had a fancy name for them in the future they called them dilithium because quartz was just too monosyllabic or whatever.
no.
Well, they were looking in the future and didn't want to rip Steve Gibbs off.
Right.
Stephen Gibbs, this is God.
I want you to break my space-time continuum because it's getting old and silly.
Here are the plans that you must give yourself.
I envision myself in the future, if time travel is invented in my lifetime, coming back in time just to screw with myself.
Yeah, that's true. Jason.
Just mess with myself.
Yeah.
This is God. No, really, it's just me. I'm the future you, dude. What's up?
I'm actually farther in the future than...
You jump in the future 20 years, you see Trent and I sitting behind the mics. We're all like fat and bald and interviewing you again 20 years later.
So...
Telling you what my earlier self said. He said, God, you're losing your hair.
Oh, man. So this is just
Charles
one...
awesome. Poorly designed time machines are awesome.
So this is just one case of a time traveler. Who was the other one?
The other one, we talked about it on the show before. A guy named Mike Markham.
Oh yeah,
I'm trying to remember. I'm sorry.
He was at the time 21 years old. This was in 1995.
This guy with a cat.
There was a rumor that he was interviewed by the St. Joe News Press, St. Joseph, Missouri, because there was a rumor that he'd thrown a cat through the thing, and this is honest to God his quote in the newspaper: "The cat thing, it just ain't true."
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
wow.
He had to get the listeners up to speed on this guy. He was a dropout of electrical school, moved from Ohio to a little town about 1,300 people called Stanberry, Missouri, and got an idea for a time machine, and it needed a lot of power, so he stole 6 electrical, pole transformers.
Yeah, I remember now.
Yeah,
In broad daylight.
Power and light.
Yeah, in broad daylight.
Yeah, in broad daylight. It was
Yeah.
11 o'clock in the morning. Nobody knows.
No one stops him. Hey, dude, what are you doing?
with those things?
Proves that
None of
you
your
can get away
business.
with anything.
Yeah, I guess
Well,
so.
it's the Douglas Adams, the guy who wrote Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, put it perfectly. This sort of thing is called, I guess his scientific way of putting it was somebody else's problem.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it's people see weird things happen all the time, but really they don't see them, because if they see them, they have to do something about it.
Well, no, I think
Oh,
it's
right.
also
So it's somebody else's problem. Oh, somebody else take care of it.
it's also
Exactly.
I don't know, it's also if you look like you know what you're doing, people will just kind of leave you alone.
Oh, that's true, too. Sort of
So
psychologically.
what's that guy doing? Well, I don't know. He looks like he knows what he's doing.
Well, obviously, he must be doing
Obviously,
something.
he's doing X for the power company,
Yeah.
with his 5 redneck friends in that case of Budweiser on top of the truck.
Right. They're about to be messing with electricity.
We're going to fire it up tonight, boys.
It was great because one, he was going to use those to build his time machine to get enough electricity. One of them he turned into a piggy bank.
A piggy bank.
Yeah, he just emptied it out and started throwing coins in it.
Wow. Wow. So, okay. Well,
Everybody's got to have a hobby.
Well, that's true, and then stamp collecting. Who wants to do
who
that?
wants to do that? Exactly.
Time machines. Now, that's the way to go.
Well, there's one development on this because originally this guy had disappeared.
Yeah.
And nobody who used to know him when he lived in this area knew where he was. He didn't talk to his family. Nobody had a clue where this guy was. So basically it was like, maybe he stepped into his time machine and he's either gone to the future or he's a pile of ashes. Because that was a lot of electricity he was playing with.
Oh, yeah. He totally could,
Yeah, I was contacted by a guy from the Cincinnati area who said, hey, I know Mike Markham. I used to live in the same apartment building with him, and he lives about a mile from me right now.
Oh, you're kidding me.
No, and I had a nice conversation with him. He said,
With Markham?
No, I haven't been able to talk to him. He doesn't want to talk to the press, according to this guy.
You're not the press, man. You're just a dude,
just asking
writing a book.
questions.
I'm just this guy, yeah.
know things.
You're not like the New York Times.
No, you're just some guy
just a
wanting to
dude
know
interested.
things.
Yeah, you want to know about time travel.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just a journalism teacher. That's all.
nothing.
He told the guy, and when I told a physicist friend of mine, he got a pretty big laugh out of this, because the time machine was a big Jacob's ladder, which is 2 metal poles with electric current running in between both of them, and his idea was to step through it. Well, this guy said when Markham stepped through it, it knocked him on his ass. And he didn't remember anything for a while.
2 days.
Yeah, he in fact laid there for 2
He
days.
just peed on himself.
Yeah. Just for no apparent reason. Just
I'm wet. Why am I wet? I don't understand.
What is my name?
Who are you? Where am I?
Is this the future? Well,
Is this the future?
well, technically it is because
Where are the bathrooms, man?
Stop using bathrooms in the future. I need to
The
get
Terminator stepped through. He came through naked. He didn't see anything about him peeing himself.
This. Yeah.
Oh man! Wow. So what does this guy say about him?
Oh, he said Markham seemed genuine, and he was a little skeptical, but he was curious enough to think that maybe he actually did it because Markham told him some things about some video games he played in the future, and a couple of years afterward, these games came out.
Really?
And the guy played them, and he's like, wow, Mike talked about this a couple of years ago. There's no way he could have played it.
Huh.
So apparently in the future he went to the arcade.
Yeah. Let's do something. Let's do something really cool. Let's go to the arcade in the future.
Let's not worry about
Play some
hybrid
video
cars or
games.
see if America is still in existence. I want to play
right.
some video games.
Yeah, well, exactly. And I asked him about that. He said, yeah, Mike really didn't talk much about politics or the way the country was. And he talked about the video games.
Oh my God.
But if you remember correctly, the reason he wanted to build a time machine in the first place was to go to the future a couple of days and get the lottery numbers.
Oh, that's right.
So, yeah, the video games make perfect sense.
Yeah. That's why it didn't work. He wasn't praying hard enough.
Oh, right. Using it for ill intentions, of course.
Oh, man.
Of course,
I have to confess, I did try to play the lottery the other week. It was up to 173 million, and I just figured someone had to be fortunate enough, and who better than me to win, right? So I went out and bought 2 tickets.
Well, you've got to be about 50 years older than you are, from a different country, and wealthy.
Yeah,
Already.
exactly. And that's how you win. Yeah. Funny how that works, isn't it?
It is funny. Funny in not a funny way.
Well, we're
really.
just gonna open up the phone lines just because 877-722-7382. That's 1-877-SCARE-U2, or locally 336-996-1596. Call in.
666. Oh, I'm sorry.
Call in. We'll give you some free stuff.
Yep. The phones just went up a second ago.
Yeah, I know.
somebody apparently called, and then
It was that prank caller we get every week.
yeah. Why don't you call back and say something?
Yeah, say
Prank
something.
caller.
Stop breathing in the phone, Heather.
Yeah, Mothman.
D doesn't
we
wanna
know
hear
you.
Hey, that guy's not going to call because I'm on the phone tonight.
That's
Not that it was me.
of course not.
No.
Oh, I'm messing with the Wotu boys.
He's got his cell phone out over there.
You don't know.
It's like, why is it that we hear Jason in the background
It's
talking?
weird. It's weird. We hear himself looping over. It's strange, like some kind of an echo. Have you ever done that, Scott?
What?
I'm just saying, take your cell phone and another cordless phone and stick them both to call yourself and talk, and put them on either one of your ears.
I can't say that I've ever done that.
Well, it is kind of disturbing because
You wasted your cellular minutes to do this.
I did.
Wow.
I did. One cell
I hope
phone
it was a
on the
night or weekend.
I don't even know. It was late. That's all I know.
I can tell that.
And it was pretty cool.
Were you
'cause-
drinking?
Well, I mean, it's implied, Scott. Yes.
Yeah.
That was the implication. But yeah, you hear your own voice. It's echoing. And it's kind of trippy. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Jason, that was really way off tangent. But
So
Well, the only thing I can think of that I've done in the last 20 years that was like that was in college. I didn't have anything to do, so I put a pot of water on the stove and just stood there and watched it boil.
wow.
okay, well, that's pretty.
Well, I
Pretty
just wanted to
relevant.
be able to say, if somebody said a watch pot never boils, I'd say BS.
I've seen it. I've watched it. Oh my gosh.
Either way,
All right,
Oh
let's
my
see.
gosh,
Let's see what we
look at all
got
this
here.
stuff.
Let's see what we got here.
John Norway has brought all kinds of things.
What do we got? We've got practicing conscious, living and dying. Okay, weird stories of the eternal continuum of consciousness. We have Coast of Portland, Oregon, wonderful. Another Schiffer Fine product. Ghost Quest in New Hampshire, another Schiffer product. Ghost of Hollywood. The show still goes on, another Schiffer product. Cape May
They write us
Haunts,
a lot of stuff about ghosts.
another Schiffer product. Hey, y'all seeing anything in common here?
Well, there's
No, Ghost Hunters by John Kachuba.
that's
That was a pretty good book.
fun.
What else we got? Boston's Haunted History, another Schiffer book. Ghost of St. Louis, Brian Alaspa, good book. Haunted Richmond, another Schiffer product.
One of our former guests.
Berkshire Ghost, another Schiffer product. Ghost of Fort Worth, investigating Cowtown's most haunted location.
Cowtown.
Schiffer product. Ghost of Maine, another Schiffer product. And Strange Wisconsin, more Badger State weirdness. And Edgar Font. We got all that.
Yeah, and
No, not yet.
no.
We got all that.
Yeah, 'cause
so
that's actually kind of fun.
you could call in and just
Oh,
tell
what
us
about-
which one you
well-
want, and we'll give it to you. But you got to call in tonight.
Yep, that's right.
877-722-7382.
We're just giving them away, free books.
Yeah, we're
Free
just giving them
books.
away. Free books.
Well, you might be hearing me on my cell phone tonight after all.
Like, you got any Missouri? Yeah, we've got your book. We'll give you your book back, Jason.
So I'll just sell it.
Yeah, exactly. No, you can't have wrote in it.
It's more valuable.
I'll sign it. There we go.
Yeah.
Whoa, choo.
Drawing some little pictures in there.
Yeah, I think, that one has been taken. I hadn't mailed it out to the guy yet.
Nope.
The last time you were on the show, it shows how great I am at keeping up with this stuff. Yeah. So anyway, we're going to take a break, though. We're with Jason Offutt tonight. His website is www.jasonoffutt.com. That's OFFUTT for those of you that can't spell. So
It's appropriately titled. I
it
think.
is. Yeah.
You know.
So jasonoffutt.com. You're listening to World of the Unexplained. We'll be back in 5, where you can call in and get some free stuff tonight. Day of the Pods. We'll be back after this.